that still have groups. Okay, so why don't you go first?
Okay, I came into the confraternity in like 2003, and there was a chapter that, a circle that became a chapter. There were ultimately 4 of us. And I would drive from 100th Street and 5th Avenue in New York City at the end of my workday, down through Manhattan, across the river onto Staten Island to get to Far Rockaway, New York. And that's where the meeting was. And it was this very gracious woman would greet all of us who would arrive on her doorstep at about 7 o'clock at night with dinner. And then we would pray together and do our confraternity business. And these you become very close to these people. One of them, I believe, has left the confraternity. Both 2 of them have left the confraternity, but for really important reasons. You know, that wasn't just, okay, I'm sick of this. You know, it's like crisis that they couldn't live the rule and they became disabled. So it was a really good thing. And by the way, going almost twice as far as getting to this thing took half as much time on the way home. It would take me an hour and 15 minutes to get home, and it would take me almost 2 hours to get to the meeting. And people who come to these, we have sisters who would drive 2 hours to the meeting every month. If you want to do this, you're going to do it.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And it was a good thing.
Was a good thing. Thank you. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I was in a chapter.
Mm-hmm.
It was started by one of the women that was in the group at the time, and she had it in her home. Her and her husband, we would have a meal. We would have a nice meeting, and then she left the group for health reasons. And by that time, then I was the only pledged member. I don't even know if I was pledged then.
I don't think you were.
I don't think I were. I was still in formation. But most of the group was associate members, which is that they were in a Third Order Franciscan group that was not ours, but they liked our discipline and our rule better, and would come. They did all the formation. They completed everything. They just weren't able to pledge because of their other commitment. So they, there were probably 6 of us, and we also had there was associates, there was me, and there was an affiliate, and then we got another lady that became a pledged member as well. We eventually, because age, moving, I moved. A lot of things happened. And
You said
People passed away.
People passed away.
Yeah.
I pray for 3 of them now that are deceased, so, But it was a wonderful way to grow in this confraternity. And we had our priest assisted us. Our deacon was our spiritual director for a lot of us, and he was there. And I think that's really important that you have a priest or a deacon that will do that with your group. So that one is gone, but now I'm in a new one. It's a circle. It just started. We've only had 2 meetings so far. Melissa that was here, that was on the list to be here, she wasn't able to be here, and she started it. She lives in Michigan, I live in Michigan, Harry lives in Michigan. And she's been praying and trying to get this circle going for a year. She had a good priest in her, where she was going to Mass, and he agreed to let us meet at his church after Mass on Saturday morning. All was good, and then he got transferred. Okay, so we're praying again. Okay, now what do we do? Well, he got transferred to Warren, which is closer to me. Instead of me driving an hour and a half to Monroe for these meetings, I now drive 20 minutes, and she drives an hour and a half. And Harry would have to drive about an hour and a half to get there as well. So, like you were saying, it's a commitment. If you're willing to do it, you do it. And I was willing to do it because I remembered how good it was. And We have a wonderful priest that, again, he's moved and he's in a new parish, but he said, you guys are welcome, let's do it, and
Sister, let me
So we're going.
add about this thing about it's a commitment. People who are attracted to this rule are expecting to have to pay out
Yeah.
with effort.
effort to do it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and as you live the rule, you learn more and more things that you're obliged to do.
And as you start adopting this rule, it really helps to have elbows hooked around people who'll drag you along with them.
Yeah, it is. It makes a big difference to have, and these, you guys, I always looked on my group, we were all women when I was in the first group, and they were my sisters. And I never had sisters, I only had one brother. And I just thought that was the most awesome thing, I had all these sisters, you know. And so it becomes your family. It really does, so it's very good. Like I said, I still pray for all of them.
Okay, Sister Lucy.
Yeah, so I have a group that's been going on for some time in different ways, different formats. We started out with maybe 5, and we had a religious sister from my parish who was kind enough to do that, and that was more of a physical thing. But since COVID came and we've done a Zoom situation, just to keep it going more than anything. I did, the pastor of my parish had agreed to be the spiritual advisor, so to speak, but never had the time. He's like, let me know if you need anything, kind of thing. And so more than anything, to keep it going, this Zoom situation is good. People, I think, are looking for community with this, and they're looking for people to connect with. So we've had a Zoom situation going on, and just this past spring, the transitional deacon that was training at our parish was assigned to our parish, so I nabbed him because he's very zealous, and he has a background in, I think he discerned with the Franciscan Friars of the Renewal. He said he did, so he has kind of an interest. So he's very, he's still trying to get a feel for who we are and what he wants to do, but he has some ideas. But one of his ideas is to get us together and start doing a routine mass and to get together physically, which is difficult, especially in the Indianapolis area, is very difficult. And we do have from the past people who had, I think, begun inquiring. One person has finished formation but didn't want to commit at that time, and I think she's been, I think with this Father Day, it might draw her back in, but I think he wants to do some things ministry-wise with the group. So I have, some people kind of on the north side. My parish is on the south side, so it makes it hard for people. Everybody's busy, very, very busy. Oh, yeah. But I think with an enthusiastic leader, like I think Father Day will be, I'm hoping, more structure. He wants to do a book. We're going to do a book club type of thing on St. Francis. It's a book I don't think any of us have had. It's a book by Augustine Thomas, Father Augustine Thomas. It's a modern book. So he's interested in doing that. And so once he gets kind of, I think, a feel for what's going on, I think he really wants to take it places. He's got some ambitious thoughts in his head. So I'm just hoping, now with the Zoom, I like this. The idea about the Zoom is that we are connecting. I went to like a weekly recurrent, so they're not all formal meetings, so to speak, but a lot of it is informal. getting together. So if we can put that structure into that, I think that would be great. And I'd like to, at least as far as the Zoom goes, in terms of getting together just for fun, really, and then kind of taking it from there. So the sky's the limit, but I think having an enthusiastic leader is going to make a big difference in all of this. Because it was going pretty good when Sister Yeshetta went back to India, but when it was going, I mean, she attracted quite a few people at the time, but that was physicals all the time. We would meet once a month on a Sunday, and so it's just hard because everybody is always so busy anymore, and you have the problem with the distance between each other. So, but I just feel in my heart that there's a nice happy medium there somewhere, or at least a solution. So anyway, and we've been lucky enough to borrow Mariana Esposito from Mariah, and she participates quite a bit. She enjoys it. So I'd like to open that up.
Okay, thank you. All right, and then if she comes back, we'll get her to share about her chapter. Okay, we've been involved in chapters since in Rhode Island and here in Indiana. Our initial chapter was in Rhode Island. We started with a deacon as our spiritual assistant, and we used to meet. We'd go to Mass. The group would go to the meet before the morning Mass, like the 8 o'clock Mass, like maybe get together at like 7:30, have some opening meeting prayers, and then we go to Mass. And then after Mass, we would go to the church meeting room, which was in the rectory basement. They were very nice and let us keep our belongings there, like on a shelf. We had put inwood boxes with the name on it, so we didn't have to keep lugging stuff back and forth, which was helpful. And then we would bring food and like have like a little breakfast there and a little brunch kind of a thing. And then the deacon would come down and he would talk to us. And then we would end with like adoration and benediction and adoration. I mean, it was really nice. We had teaching, we had adoration, we had Mass, we had food, it was really, we had prayer, and we had formation. We used to do the formation lessons actually at the meeting. So like we're going to do this, when we do this formation groups, we would like have the novice ones together, novice twos, so we kind of go a little lesson. It was interesting, of course, and that becomes difficult as then people move out and get in different stages of formation, and then they're doing different, but it worked very nicely at the beginning. So we had that, and then that went on like until, the deacon passed away, and then that group sort of more or less went to meeting at one of the, so some of our pledge members got together and they were meeting together, and now they just meet by Zoom. Come on, can you come?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was going to have, but I'll finish talking if you can go through. All right. So when we moved out here, so that group is kind of like I said, they're kind of meeting by Zoom now. Those people keeping in touch. Then when we moved out here, we had different expressions of the confraternity group meeting out here. But we started out here with our parish. The parish, we would ask one of the parish priests to come and meet with us for a period of time, like that. And we would have our meetings after the Sunday Mass. Like we would do the 7:30 Mass on Sunday, then go to the meeting room, and then this priest would come in when he could between the 7:30 Mass and the 11 o'clock Mass. Sometime in there he would come in and give us a talk, and we'd bring food for breakfast and have like a breakfast, a little breakfast brunch or whatever, and we would have formation prayer and so forth. So that went on until we got to a priest, Father Dan Cale, who really liked us. I mean, some of the other priests, not that they didn't like us, but I mean, they were doing it, but he really liked the confraternity.
Yeah.
So so it was good with Father Cale. Then he got transferred to another parish, North Manchester, which is about 40 minutes from Fort Wayne, I guess, maybe 50 minutes. So then we started to go up there, but a lot of the people where we were didn't want to travel that far. And so we found that was working, but it wasn't working. So then we started with another group meeting down in Fort Wayne, where a priest would come in. He wanted to do it on a Sunday afternoon, so we did it on a Sunday afternoon, and he was doing a very wonderful presentation. Father Francis Chikulmo, who was writing, if you want to see what he talks about, if you go to the oratorydivinelove.com, his reflections are on there now. They've been putting his reflections on there, Father Chikulmo. But then he got in, he was involved with the tribunal, but then he got more involved with the tribunal, and they gave him the cathedral as his pet. So anyway, he couldn't do it anymore. So then we are now meeting at St. Charles, back at St. Charles again, with Father Jerry, who's going to be hearing confessions tomorrow. So Father Jerry, I think he's had, is it 3 meetings with us, Jim? 2 or 3 meetings he's had with, I think it's 3. So, or maybe it's only been 2, because we didn't meet in October, because our meeting would have been on Sunday. But anyway, so we're kind of breaking him in, but he seems to like the confraternity, so he's very nice. So he's good. Father Kale, we were meeting with Father Kale, and our group kind of dwindled up there. Harry was coming down, Joy was coming to that meeting, but then Harry got involved with his family, having to babysit on weekends, so he can't come, and so Joy was coming, she's closer. But then Jim and I were going up there. The Rinaldos used to go up there, but then they moved, and so what happened was we finally had to tell Father Kale, I felt bad about this, but you're asking him to come and meet with us on a Saturday for people that could meet somewhere else. So we're not meeting up there anymore with Father Kale, although he did do Mass for us this past Saturday down in Fort Wayne. So we'll keep in touch with him. But we weren't able to get a group going. I was hoping we would get some people from up that way that would want to be interested in the confraternity, but nobody did show up. And I think the part of the reason for that is that there is Franciscans from Spain that are up in neighboring, not too far from him, parishes, and they have a third order. So I think people that are interested, these are Franciscan priests, people that are interested in Franciscan way of life are going to go there, which I would. I mean, I would go there too, because you've got priests, that Franciscan priests instructing you. And so I think that's been part of why we haven't been getting interest up there, because people that would be interested would be going over there to their third order. So anyway, that's kind of the synopsis of what we've done, but we found that for us, it's always worked best to work around a Mass, except for that one Father Chikwuma who wanted to meet with us in the afternoon on a Sunday. But otherwise, if you kind of can work it around a Mass, you can have the priest or the deacon who's willing to meet with you come before or after that Mass. Yeah, so he doesn't have to make a special trip or anything. So that's what we found works for us. But it really is good to be able to get together and meet monthly to just share. Yeah, it really is. So these papers that I gave you can use to promote the confraternity. So now Sister Mariah is here, so now she can tell us about her group that she started.
Okay, so my group is fairly new, and I started kind of just throwing out dates, and I realized I needed something that was a little bit more consistent so people would see it in the bulletin, and then hopefully people would come. I started it because, well, I felt like it was time. I needed to do this, but I do have one local novice who's in formation with me, so I thought this was a good time. So at least there was 2 of us. And we were doing Saturday mornings, but we started doing Monday evenings because Father Jacob does Mass and a rosary, and then we meet after that.
Oh, that's good.
The only problem is Monday's Father's Day off. So this last month I asked, because we did the Transitus on Friday and then Monday was our meeting, I asked if he would just speak at the Monday evening, do the homily on St. Mary Frances of the 5 Wounds, and then we would discuss afterwards. And that's what he did for us. So I try to only ask him, I don't know if this is right or not, but I just try to only ask him to do something like that, like quarterly. And the rest of the time we just meet. But now that it's like with the Mass, I like that a lot better. So it's nice that at least we have the Mass, the rosary, and then we can go discuss. Although I will say 90% of the time, the thing that I thought we were going to talk about, the Holy Spirit takes over and it's something totally different. So, that's fine. I don't really, so it's just Sherry and I, and then once in a while, a few other people show up, but Sherry doesn't always come either. So it's been very inconsistent. My other issue is I do have a couple people that are in formation, I think, like probably about an hour or so away. And then I've got, what's her face in Warren, that you told me to contact, but I haven't contacted her yet.
Yeah.
And so what I'm finding is there's a lot of moving parts. So like I need to contact you so you could put it on our dates on the website. I need to contact the church so they can put my flyer out there and like everyone knows at church. And then I have to contact these other people to let them know what's going on. So I feel like there needs to be something that's a little bit more streamlined because I did the thing for the church, but I haven't been good about always contacting you, and I haven't been good about contacting them. So
Well, I think for us, if you just let us know, we meet on the third Sunday of the month after the 7:30 Mass, or whatever you want.
Yeah, well, so what I've been doing is I've been scheduling like 3 months at a time because it can't always be the same Monday.
Okay, that's,
It's always the
that
first
creates
or third,
problems.
but it's not always the same one because just whatever's going on in life. So I do need, but I don't know. So that's just a little thing that's just making it a little bit difficult. Otherwise, I think that was really all I had to say about that.
well, consistency is good. If you can do a consistent meeting, that's very, very good.
Yeah, that helps.
That helps.
Yeah.
May I ask the question, what's the difference between a circle and a chapter?
The number of people.
Oh,
Yep.
Easy.
Chapters are bigger.
Yeah.
Circles are smaller. Yeah.
One thing I wanted to say too, I don't know what you guys, your format, but we use the format that's from the
Yeah.
thing for doing monthly meetings.
Yeah, we do that.
Okay, everybody's using that format and everything, yeah.
I don't always
I
use
haven't
that
been doing
format,
that.
I will say.
Yeah, we do that, which,
That's our goal.
Yeah.
well, it just keeps everybody on track and know.
Yes.
And then our in between the prayer time, we
Yes,
use
yeah.
to resolve problems that people might be having information, questions they
Right.
have,
Okay.
okay. So,
what did you say your
So
format is?
it's in our
It's in the
handbook, but
handbook?
it's also online. There's
Yeah.
like, there's so much information,
yeah,
but
because
there's,
you
one
can
of
go
them
on
is
the
monthly
website and find
meeting.
all that, yeah,
Monthly meeting format.
yeah.
I
It's
did
just
print out all those, so I
opening
did do
prayers,
that. I
closing
printed all
prayers.
that
That's good.
out for my meeting.
Right,
So that
Right.
I could hand them out.
Right.
I
Yeah, that's
threw
what we
them
do.
in
Yeah.
like little paper
Yeah.
protectors.
And then we
so
gave
I
one
do
to
have
Father, so
those,
he
but I
knew
don't
too.
always do it.
and we also have kind of a roundabout way to have a Franciscan priest, because he's a parish priest, but he had been discerning to go into the Franciscans, and he was really, loves it,
Yeah.
No, that's
but
great.
ended up being discerning that he should be a parish priest, which he should be.
Yeah. It's like Father.
But he really likes the Franciscans, so that's a good thing too. And we meet after Saturday morning mass.
One problem I think a lot of us will be facing more than even now, priests where I live are stretched so thin.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So
Like we always tell
thin.
Father, if you can't stay for the meeting,
They just-
just pop in and talk to us a little bit and go.
That's
He
what we
doesn't
do.
have to come for the whole thing, yeah.
They're turning gray.
That's why I asked, that's why I only
I
asked
don't mean their
quarterly.
hair.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you.
But you still
form it.
have a spiritual assistant, so if
But you
something
have-
comes up, you
Right,
can talk to
I
him.
I always have access to meet with him, absolutely.
Ooh, that's a thought.
Yeah, so we have to have a spiritual assistant.
I'm plugging that one in right now.
Yeah.
I know how I can do that without taxing somebody. So
Yeah.
just can we call on you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
That's a good,
Yeah.
yeah, just so you can get his advice, yeah.
But don't forget to do that if you need to, to call.
Of course.
But, so, yeah, I would say consistency is very important. We do the prayers for the monthly meetings when I do my affiliate meeting online. We always do the prayer for the monthly meeting before and after. And with the postulants, I do it also, the before and after
Good,
meetings for the
Yeah.
prayers for the monthly meetings. For the online Zoom meetings, I do them.
Yeah.
So I think it's good to do that. It does give
It gives it structure. It gives people,
right. And it's good to have a set time where you're going to start and
Right.
end, so people don't
it
get there and they
doesn't
go on
degenerate
and on and
into a
on.
big gab fest,
And it's part of being a community. It's like the mass. It's the same mass everywhere all the time, right? So it's the same process.
Monthly format
Yeah,
is
okay.
followed, yeah.
Guilty.
Yeah.
I'm gonna change my ways.
Well, we also try at our meetings, depending upon when the meeting is, to do one of the hours of the office It might be usually one of the little hours, midday, mid-morning, mid-afternoon,
Yeah.
one of those little hours.
Right, we do that too.
We have time zones on Zoom.
Well, yes, you do. I'm not talking about the Zoom meeting, I'm talking about the in-person meeting.
Really?
In the Zoom
Oh,
meeting, I know.
in-person meeting, of course you do
Yeah,
that.
the
Yeah.
in-person meeting, yeah.
Yeah, we do the mid-morning because we have mass at 8.
Yeah.
We go, we do our mid-morning prayer, and then we start our meeting.
Yes, but time zones are another issue.
I'm so not.
I'm thinking about it, I haven't.
Well, we have an interesting development, just time zone wise. We have an affiliate now from Germany who came to our affiliate meeting. It was like 1:30 in the morning for him.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then we have Eucharia, Sister Eucharia in Africa, and we have some people in England and so on.
She's
If we
only
could,
5 hours different from us. She might be tuning in to the 3 o'clock thing because it's 8 o'clock in Nigeria.
well, if you do 3, but ours was, mine was 7:30 in the
Yeah,
morning. So
yeah.
for her, it would have been 1:30 in the
Yeah,
next morning. I
exactly.
mean, mine was 7:30
Time
evening.
zones are
So,
quite the issue.
but anyway, what I'm trying to say is we might be able to, if I can get somebody that's willing to set up that time zone for Europe and Africa,
That's-
that maybe like 2 or 3 hours, that would be them and some
Exactly.
other people. That'd be great to have
Yeah.
a meeting there.
Because they'd
for-
be on the same time
Exactly.
zone,
You know,
basically,
like
yeah.
Nigeria is right, Great
They're
Britain
in-
time zone.
exactly,
So
yep.
we can,
Yep,
I've divided the earth into an orange. We can see who's in what time zone, and then people could get together via Zoom and not by rank and,
right,
you know, formation, but just faces.
Yeah.
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 It's good, it's very good.
Eucharia is delirious because I contacted her and we've been,
Oh, that's
and
good.
we've
That's
set up a
awesome.
monthly
Yeah.
time to speak.
I'm going off tangent here. But Eucharia has made some deacon stoles for us, which I should be getting in the mail. One has a towel on it, like a Franciscan deacon stole, and the other one has like the Marian symbol. So we're going to be selling those, and that will help her because she's the widow that has the 4 children, her husband passed away. With these 4 little kids, she got 4. So this helps her with her sewing, but also with something we're selling in the gift shop, so.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have her make a vestment for Father Chikwumo, who's been the one that
Oh,
sends
that's
the money
great.
over to her.
Yeah.
So he's from Nigeria also,
Yeah,
as you might
yeah.
guess.
Yeah, he's nice.
So, anyway, that's, yeah. So that's what's going on with her. So, I would say, one thing to remember about meetings, though, is we do have the affiliate status.
Mhm.
Affiliates are people that can meet with us. They say an affiliate prayer, which is like, it's like a, you know, what take a minute to say, maybe not.
Yeah, it's a
That
short
long.
prayer, yeah.
Short prayer, pray for us every day, offer 1 mass a year for the confraternity. It doesn't have to be a paid mass, it could be like your Sunday mass. You could go and say, I'm gonna offer this mass for the confraternity, that's, okay. And then they're supposed to live the spirit of the rule, which means, you know, the spirit of the rule, which is like, you know, want to surrender to the Lord, give yourself to prayer, live a simple life, simpler life, pay attention to what you eat so you don't overeat, you know, that, the kind of the spirit of the rule. They don't do formation, they don't have anything like that, but they do like to meet with us, and it gives them this sense of Franciscan
Yeah.
affiliation with us.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we
Yeah,
had an
I
affiliate.
did. I think that's the other thing. Oh, and Margaret was telling me this, and I think maybe this is a good idea. I did try to do that at some of the meetings. I printed out, I kind of created a little document with the prayer and what an affiliate was. And
that's good.
I did talk about it, and people were, then people were like, oh, like I
can do
could do
this.
this. Yeah, yeah.
That's a good idea.
No one actually signed up yet, but I think it just needs to be maybe talked about. But Margaret says that they do like a come and see day. And maybe that would be something that I could do more, like do like a Saturday morning or something, and something separate from like the monthly meeting. That's more like a safe space, like if nobody feels like I'm gonna like drag them in or something. Where they can just come and ask questions and learn. Maybe that would be
that's
a
an
good
idea to
idea.
try
Yeah,
something
all
like that.
3 of the fraternities in our group do that. They used to say they were going to not put it in the bulletins and do personal invite only, but I think that has shifted to putting advertisements in the bulletin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's an outline, I can share it with
Okay.
you, what they do. at
Okay.
the conferences. And usually the professed come.
Yeah, yes.
Father Meek comes.
Okay.
And so they talk about the history of the order and the different levels to formation. And
For
what's
those of
going
you who have announcements in your parish bulletins, could you all send us a link to your bulletin so we can see what it looks like? So we
Yeah.
can,
I don't have an ongoing one,
okay.
but.
But, well,
I'll show you
anything
both.
that, because my parish is very, we have our bulletin,
Right.
No.
Yeah. Some of them are better to get things in bulletins than others, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think word of mouth does, the
Yeah.
bulletin is good because you could hit people that maybe are looking for something like that and wouldn't
Yeah.
otherwise know. But the word of mouth is very good
Yes.
if you can identify people that might be interested or something.
Well, sometimes a bulletin too, another way to get things in is go to the pastor first. If he agrees, they can't fight you.
Well, that's true.
That might be the barrier.
Well, it's pastor that doesn't want it in there, then you're not gonna go anywhere.
That's right.
The other thing that our three fraternities, our small one in Asheville doesn't do this yet, but there's Akron and Youngstown. And I think they have this big, beautiful banner, Franciscan come and see, whatever. And then they have a group, they haven't asked me to do it yet, but I volunteered, like, where they'll go to fairs or churches, church picnics,
Oh.
or on a certain Sunday, just, it's organized, I'm sure, with the parish.
Yeah.
And they have
That
a
doesn't
banner,
sound
and
like
then
a
there's a
group to me.
table, like, in the back of the parish, with a professed person and some handouts and stuff.
That's a good
Just-
idea.
And yeah, we haven't done it up in our neck of the woods yet, but we might, because they get a lot of people.
Yeah.
Well, they do, yeah. Their rule is very good, but it's not as strict as ours. So that's the thing.
Exactly, you're
Yeah.
right.
And maybe
You are
that's
right.
even an idea of something I could do at my church.
Mhm.
Like maybe that's a way to like advertise it. Because I
Yeah.
don't know. I think a lot of people are just like passing it over, or they're like, I don't really know what this is, or they just
Right.
there's lots of barriers I think to attending a meeting, which I don't think I thought ahead of time. I thought, oh, I'm gonna put this meeting in. I try to make it sound very like inviting, and
People don't wanna go to meetings.
I haven't done that yet. I should do that.
Oh,
Mariah's cooking.
oh, come.
There you go.
There you go. That's right.
I wonder if a presentation, like sometimes our parish has presentations, maybe something about Mary, or it's put in the bulletin, people come, serve a little food. And I thought, well, what if we had something on St. Francis or Father Solanus or something,
That's a good
Padre
one.
Pio or something,
yeah.
and then
That's a
kind
good
of bring
idea.
people in that way, because people do tend to like to come if there's food.
Yes, that's right.
And, yeah,
And they wanna hear about certain saints and things.
yes,
People
they
are
learn
curious,
something,
yeah.
they learn something, and
Yeah.
then, and on the side, they can learn about, do a little spiel about, the confraternity. So that's been talked about, but you need a good PowerPoint or some sort of a video presentation
That's,
to do that.
Yeah, speaking of that.
Yes. So we'd like to do that.
I've been saying for 3 years that we should do some short videos.
Yeah.
About aspects of our life.
Mhm.
And for example, just quick, showing a picture of someone saying, this man is raising his grandchildren. This woman has 3 special needs adopted children. This woman lives alone. She's a widow with no children. And just have little presentations of real life situations with voiceovers and, quick in-out videos.
I'm working
And
on it.
then little, maybe longer ones of 3 minutes with a pitch for something. This is what we do. We pray the divine office. You too can learn to pray the divine office. You might not think so.
I hope this doesn't, offend you or anything, because I'm not, CFP.
Not at all.
But the thought that, somebody started Reformation with me, and then it wasn't really what she wanted, something more strict, like
Mhm.
what you found. And so she follows, now Sherry, she's with
Sherry.
Mariah. So, and then you were talking about the affiliates who were like,
Yeah.
you know, so there's almost
Yeah.
different options for people.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we can be an avenue for referral to you, and you might be an avenue of referral for us.
Yeah.
Well, that's right,
That's
yeah.
part of what
Absolutely.
the little video family could show people pathways to
Yeah.
where you are.
There's so many
And where,
pathways.
pathway to where you want to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have to be highly produced.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you
You
need a
can't just,
professional job.
you can do it on your phone, and a production could maybe be, 30 minutes on your phone and appear in the final product as 3 to 5 minutes. Because production is everything, isn't it, Eric? Yes.
He's a big one.
Well, so other than Eric does the recording, do you folks work with someone to produce stuff?
One has to do that. I know one of our best friends does all the video for the Archdiocese of Newark. And I have my daughter was in the film business, she knows people. My son-in-law is a television content creator and producer, so he knows people all over the country. And this stuff is, you send it out and they mail it back,
Is that
That's good.
something that
You should do.
that group of people would be available for other chapters and circles, et cetera, or?
Here's how I got the idea from my daughter. She was in the NICU at Cedars-Sinai in Beverly Hills, Los Angeles, for weeks and weeks, and the baby was in like for 2.5 months. And at the end of that experience, she suggested she wanted to do a fundraiser for the NICU. And she said, I know, let's put on a show. And she created a skeleton, not a script, but a skeleton production thing, asking questions. What was your first impression? What was why did you end up in the NICU? How long were you there? All those, what were your experiences? And they gave detailed instructions for how to set up your phone, create your background, and do it because it was COVID. And so they were doing it in their own homes. And ultimately, and they would turn in, as I said, 30 minutes of video, and then the highly effective human resource, public relations department of Cedars-Sinai that has, world-class people cut it down. We are not able to see those videos. I would love to show them to you, but they cannot be shown outside the hospital because they are patient confidentiality protected.
Yeah.
So you have to go sit in the NICU at Cedars-Sinai. But it was a brilliant collection of videos that maybe took about 15, 20 minutes that they cycle. So that each story was 5 minutes, under 5. So I've been hoping that we could try that.
Does anybody have any questions, thoughts, or anything? So this was very good discussion. If we can think about if you're part of a circle, I think most people here are part of a circle or chapter already. If you're not, we talk about, getting one started. I think the only one who's not in one is Sharon, right? You're isolated.
Yes, I'm
Yeah,
very
you're isolated. So, but actually you're not, because there are people in the Carolinas. I don't know if they're
Yes,
near
I
you.
can drive to South Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about 6 hours.
Oh, well, no,
That's
we're
6
not.
hours.
No, but there are other people in the Carolinas who aren't 6 hours.
Oh, good.
I don't know where they are though. See, we'd have to go.
Maybe twice a year you could meet in the middle.
Sure.
Well, I could do that.
I just did that with my cousin from Utah. She was out on the East Coast visiting in Maryland, and she said, oh, it's a long way for you. Let's meet. And we met in the middle.
That was a good idea. So we can check and see. We do have Lance who's working there with the, with the office, with the administration, with the records and everything. But a lot of these people are far apart. They really are far apart.
Yeah.
So we do have members, but they're not near each other. But the thing is, you only need one other person to start a group. Like one other person that might be interested, you can start a circle with one other person. You were in a group with two,
Well,
so,
Yeah, Melissa and I.
you know, you get somebody that's interested in,
Do you have to be, professed?
no,
No.
Oh, really?
you can be
No.
inquirers if you
That's
want.
like the chapter I was in before, affiliates, associates,
And
people
people
that
in
just
formation.
interested, people in formation,
Right.
it didn't matter.
But you don't have to have somebody. like
No, and we
like
would
one
invite people to
person that's-
inquire too and come to the meetings.
Really? I didn't know that.
No, you can do the formation in the meeting, even if nobody's pledged, you can do that. You can have people that are interested, they come. What you need is a spiritual assistant. That's what you need to have. is
That's the thing you
A
need.
priest, a deacon, or a male, female religious who will meet with you, maybe not for the entire meeting like they were saying, but for, you know, part of the meeting. So that if something comes up, somebody has a theological question, or there's some kind of, you know, this person says that, and that person says, no, the church says this, you ask the priest or the deacon or the religious who should know,
Yeah.
and they can say, nope, this is what it is, you know? So that's why we ask that
That's
that
why you
be,
have to have it, yeah.
that be part of the, a chapter. You can't have a chapter or a circle without a spiritual assistant. You can start forming one without a spiritual assistant, but you can't really get established unless you have
Yeah.
a spiritual assistant. So first thing to do is to identify someone who might be interested in meeting with you.
There's so many people right now, maybe about 6 or 7, that, I mean, they basically live this rule, just, they don't know that. I mean, they
Yeah, well,
just
there you
live
go.
it all. And so, you know.
And then, you know, if you can get a little group together, then you start looking for somebody that could be the spiritual assistant, the priest, the deacon, the religious.
Yeah.
And it might be your church, it might be somebody else's church, you know, you have to ask around and see. And then if you find somebody that's interested in it, but they have to be supportive. You know,
Yeah.
somebody that's going to be supportive of the way of life, you know. They don't have to live it, but if they're supportive of it, that's great. And then you take it from there. Then you start working, you know, when can we meet? How could we meet? You know, and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great, yeah.
But it really is nice to be able to meet with other people. And
I didn't know that, I thought I had to be professed before I could.
no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I have a question, Madeline. Like Julie Elkington?
Yeah.
Is hybrid or whatever the proper term would be?
Well, she's professed with you,
Yes.
so she's just like an associate with us.
Okay.
She went through formation, but she didn't pledge with us. She pledged with you.
Okay.
So she's an associate who's
So
completed
That's
formation.
another option for people too, I guess.
Yeah, they could go for formation with us but if they don't want to pledge, then you're an associate.
That's okay.
If you don't want to do the formation, then you can become an affiliate.
Oh,
Okay,
gotcha.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the difference, right?
Oh.
The difference is the formation. The associates do the formation and live the rule as much as they can, but they don't pledge. The affiliates don't do the formation. So they're just affiliated with us. And then the pledge people do the formation and pledge.
That's an option.
Yeah, so you could be an affiliate, or you could be an associate if you decide you want to do all the formation. There you go. By the way, Margaret, we would be happy to pledge people to our rule and you pledge to your rule at the same time. Like we don't care if you pledge with us and you pledge with the Third Order Franciscan. That's fine with us. It's not fine with
them.
canon law.
Yeah.
Canon law says you can't do that.
Oh, right.
So you have to pledge to one or the other. Like you can't be,
Yeah.
you have to pick one of these orders to pledge to.
Yeah,
So,
but that doesn't stop you from living our life.
no, that doesn't.
Which
Or
Nancy
being part
Meyer
of
is a
our
prime
family.
example of that one.
Yeah,
You're
sure.
still part of our family.
Yep.
It's all Franciscan.
Yep.
It is, I think it's great.
Okay, anything else? Anybody else? I don't even know what time it is. Guess I shouldn't start something, but
It's
it's not
11:38.
11:38, okay, because we were going to do what, prayers is at noon, right? What time is it? Noon, midday?
Noon is
Okay.
the next thing. Yeah.
Okay, well, is there anything else? If not, we'll, let's see, we should just talk about these novice meetings here. The inquirers and guests are going to be in the lounge, which is right out there. This is a 2 o'clock formation meeting. And we had the novices in the gift shop.